Peanut butter life. What does peanut butter and life have in common? Let me tell you my story. It was my first year of college and I was home on break between semesters. I had this little car, a Metropolitan Nash I called Betsy, that looked like a cartoon. It was a great car for a college kid. It was a two-door, four-seater of sorts, cheap to operate, and got us anywhere we wanted to go. We would often take it to the beach, let out the air on the tires to flatten them, and drive around on the wet sand for fun. I loved my Betsy. My Betsy was a bit quirky. My younger brother used to grumble about Betsy's quirks. What the car would do was kind of weird at times. There was many a time we would pull up to the stoplight in the center of our small town. When I pressed on the brakes, the engine would quit and the doors would pop open. People would look at me and the car and laugh because here we were in the center of our small town in a cartoon car with the doors flying open at the stoplight. It was pretty funny. For a high school kid like my brother, it was totally uncool. God forbid that my brother be caught dead in a cartoon car in the center of our little town, much less to have the doors pop open while everybody was watching. When I was by myself and the car did these weird kind of things, I'd pat it on the dashboard and say, "Ah, that's okay, Betsy. I still love you." Then I'd close the doors, start the car, and off on my way I'd go. My brother hated that and made all kinds of remarks and noises about how stupid that was. Made me a bit mad, but I stayed quiet and just ignored him. Even though my Betsy was deemed uncool by my brother, he never had a problem asking me to use the car or to drive him to his destination. As the break was coming to a close, my brother's remarks about my car were really starting to grate on me. The car had just gone in for a tune-up before I was to return for college. I had a few things I had to buy, so I had to head out and get that. My brother wanted to go along. As we were approaching the stoplight in our small town, I could hear him start to grumble under his breath. As if on cue, the car came to a stop and jerked. The doors flew open. Before I could utter a word, I patted Betsy on the dashboard and told him to just ignore my brother. My brother slunk down in the seat to avoid being seen in this way uncool car. My brother said something to the effect about how he hated the car and about how life was just so unfair. I can't tell you why, but I looked down at him and said, "You know, Betsy and life are kind of like peanut butter. Not very cool at times, can be kind of boring, sticks to the roof of your mouth, and can be hard to swallow at times." My brother loved peanut butter. When I said that, he blinked, sat up, and started to laugh. We closed the car doors, started the car, and off we went. He never said anything about my little Betsy again. Betsy, my little cartoon car, is long gone. How I would love to have my Betsy back today. Life is just that way. Peanut butter. You know, not always the coolest thing. Pretty boring at times. Can taste great. Can stick to the roof of your mouth. And sometimes it can be hard to swallow. In other words, life is just what it is, so enjoy what it offers, overcome the challenges it throws at you, and be happy with what you have.